Hello, everyone. Let me ask you something. What is education? Is it just marks? Is it just exams? Is it just a degree? Or is it something that can change your entire life? Think about this. There are people with degrees, but no direction, and there are people with no degrees, but massive success. So what is the difference? The difference is real education. Real meaning of education. Education is not memorizing books. Education is transformation. It comes from the idea of bringing something out from within you. You are not empty. You already have potential. You already have talent. You already have greatness inside you. Education simply brings it out. That is the real meaning of education. Are you learning the right things? The real purpose of education. Education is not just about getting a job. It is about becoming someone. It builds your knowledge. It builds your character. It builds your mindset. It builds your future. Education teaches you how to think, not what to think. And that changes everything. Types of education. You don't learn only in school. You learn from life. When your parents teach you values, that is education. When you learn from mistakes, that is education. When you watch something useful on YouTube, that is education. Education is everywhere, but only if you're willing to learn. Why education matters. Emotional build. Education can change your life. It can take you from nothing to something. It can break poverty, it can build confidence, it can give you respect. An educated mind cannot be controlled easily. It thinks, it questions, it grows. And when you grow, your life changes. Reality check. But here's the truth. Our education system has problems. Too much pressure, too many exams, too little real learning. Students are running behind marks, but losing skills. You can have a degree and still feel lost. Why? Because real education was missing. Modern education shift. Today, things are changing. Learning is becoming practical. Skills are becoming more important than marks. Platforms like Byju's and online learning are growing. But remember, technology is just a tool. Real education depends on your mindset. Powerful climax. So today, make a decision. Don't study just to pass exams. Study to grow. Study to understand. Study to become powerful. Because education is your weapon. It is your strength. It is your future. Powerful story completion. Because life is not an exam. Life is a test of understanding. Life will not ask you, what is the definition? It will ask you, can you handle the situation? And that is where real education matters. Deep reflection, slow, thoughtful. Let me ask you something. If education is so important, then why do so many educated people feel confused? Why do they lack confidence? Why do they follow others instead of creating their own path? Because they were trained to memorize, not to think. Thinking versus memorizing, very important section. There are two types of students. The first type memorizes everything. The second type understands everything. The first type forgets after exams. The second type uses knowledge for life. So ask yourself today, which one are you? Because your answer will decide your future. Power of self-education. Listen carefully. School can teach you lessons, but life teaches you wisdom. Teachers can guide you, but only you can grow yourself. That is why self-education is the most powerful education. When you start learning on your own, when you become curious, when you ask questions, that is when real growth begins. Curiosity, energy plus engagement. A small child asks hundreds of questions. Why? Because they are curious. But as we grow, we stop asking questions. We just follow. We just accept. And slowly, we stop thinking. Education should not kill curiosity. It should build it. Fear versus learning. Many students study because of fear. Fear of failure, fear of parents, fear of society. But listen carefully. Fear never creates greatness. Only learning creates greatness. If you study with fear, you will forget everything. If you study with interest, you will remember forever. Education and success, motivational peak. Everyone wants success, but very few understand how to achieve it. Success does not come from marks alone. It comes from skills, discipline, mindset, consistency. Education should build all of these, not just your report card. Skill-based education. Put my angle. Today, the world is changing fast. Degrees are not enough. Companies want skills. They want people who can solve problems, communicate clearly, think creatively. So ask yourself, are you only collecting marks or are you building skills? Digital learning expansion. Today, learning is everywhere. You can learn anything from your phone. Platforms like YouTube have millions of free lessons, courses, tutorials, knowledge. Everything is available. But here's the truth. Not everyone who has access to education uses it. Because education is not about availability, it is about attitude. Discipline. Education without discipline is useless. You can have knowledge, but without discipline, you will fail. Discipline means doing what is needed, even when you don't feel like it. That is what separates winners from others. Focus, short, powerful lines. Focus is power. Distraction is weakness. If you want to grow, you must control your attention, because where your focus goes, your future grows. Long-term thinking. Education is not a short-term game. You don't study for one exam, you study for life. What you learn today will shape your next 10 years. So don't rush, learn deeply. Identity shift, very powerful section. Stop saying, I am just a student. Start saying, I am a learner. Because a student studies for exams, but a learner studies for life, and learners never stop growing. Final emotional build, slow, powerful. One day, marks will not matter. Your degree will not matter. What will matter is what you know, what you can do, who you have become. That is the real result of education. Grand closing, high impact ending. So today, make a decision. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Don't study just to pass. Study to grow. Study to become strong. Study to become unstoppable. And always remember, education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. Albert Einstein. Final line. Your education is your power. Your mindset is your weapon, and your future is in your hands.